Hey everyone, and welcome. We're about to do something really cool here. We're going to take the brilliant insights from three modern masters, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, and Gregg Braden, and we're going to synthesize them all into a single practical guide. We're going to build a formula for real tangible change in your everyday life. Ready? Let's jump right in.
So, let me ask you something. We've all been there, right? You go on a retreat, you read an amazing book, you have this profound meditation, and you feel on top of the world. But then, Monday morning hits, you get cut off in traffic, a deadline is looming, your coworker drives you nuts, and suddenly, all that peace and wisdom feels like it's a million miles away. So how in the world do you keep that feeling alive when real life gets in the way? That's the real question, isn't it?
All right, so here's our roadmap for how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll pinpoint the core problem, this idea of living in two separate worlds. Then, we're going to redefine who we really are. After that, we'll get a handle on what's actually running the show in our minds, and then, the best part, we'll build a powerful three-step formula for transformation and figure out how to apply it day in and day out.
Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, Living in Two Worlds. Gregg Braden has a great name for this. He calls it the ancient trap of separation. It's this idea that you have your spiritual life over here and your messy, complicated real life over there, and the two never really meet.
And Dr. Joe Dispenza just nails this point. See, the second we think, okay, my meditation is my spiritual time, and this traffic jam is just annoying real life, we've already lost. Here's the mind-blowing shift. That traffic jam, that difficult conversation, that looming deadline, that's not getting in the way of your spiritual practice. That is your spiritual practice. It's the initiation itself. It's the real deal arena where all the growth actually happens.
Okay, so if every single moment is the practice ground, then we've got to ask a pretty fundamental question. Who or what is actually doing the practicing? And that leads us right into Section 2, the broadcast of you. This is where we need to totally redefine how we see ourselves.
Now get ready for a major league paradigm shift here. Most of us walk around thinking that we, our personality, our consciousness, is stuck inside our heads, right? It's all generated by the brain. But what if that's completely backward? What if, as Bruce Lipton suggests, your body isn't the source? What if it's more like a really sophisticated receiver?
I love this analogy from Lipton. It's just brilliant. Think about a TV set. If you smash the TV, it's dead, right? The TV is broken. But is the broadcast from the TV station gone? Of course not. It's still flying through the air. Well, in this model, we are the broadcast. Our consciousness is this unique energy signal coming from what you might call the field. And our physical body? That's the television set, perfectly designed to tune in to our specific frequency.
And get this isn't just some nice metaphor. Lipton actually points to the real biology behind it. He talks about these things called self-receptors. Think of them like tiny little antennas covering all of our cells, and they're completely unique to each and every one of us. They are literally tuned to one station and one station only, your broadcast from the quantum field. They're what download your identity, your you-ness, into your physical system. So let that sink in for a second. You are not in your body, you're being received by your body. Total game changer, right?
Okay, so if we're this powerful broadcast from the field, why is it so darn hard to change our lives? Why do we keep getting stuck in the same old patterns? Well, that brings us to Section 3, where we have to ask, who's really in control here?
Prepare to be a little shocked by this. The scale of the challenge we're up against is, well, it's huge. Bruce Lipton's research shows that a whopping 95% of your day, we're talking your thoughts, your habits, your emotional reactions, pretty much everything, is run on autopilot by your subconscious mind. It's basically a hard drive full of programs that got installed when you were a kid, mostly before you were 7. And your conscious mind, the creative, present moment you, it's only running the show about 5% of the time. Just 5%.
And here is the absolute crux of the problem. The two parts of your mind learn in totally different ways. Your conscious mind, that 5%, is creative. It can read a self-help book and have a big aha moment. It gets it. But the subconscious, that 95%, it's a habit mind. It doesn't care about your aha moments. It learns primarily through repetition. Over and over and over again. This is exactly why you can consciously want to be a patient, calm person, but the second someone cuts you off in traffic, your subconscious program for road rage just takes over and runs the show.
So, here's the million-dollar question. How do we get past the security guard of the conscious mind and rewrite the code in that 95%? How do we hack the system?
This is where it all comes together. Welcome to Section 4, the Transformation Formula. This is a process that beautifully combines the wisdom of all three of our guides.
The key that unlocks the whole thing, according to Gregg Braden, is something called heart-brain coherence. It's this measurable state where your heart and your brain are literally in sync, vibrating at the same frequency. And when you create that harmony, it's like you've found the master password. It opens the door to the subconscious mind's operating system and lets you get in there and rewrite the code.
All right, so here it is, the three-step formula that pulls everything we've talked about together. Step 1 comes from Dr. Dispenza. You have to find the present moment. That means pulling all of your attention off of your body, out of your environment, away from the past and future. You become pure awareness. This is how you access the quantum field, where all possibilities exist. Step 2, from Gregg Braden. With that connection, you generate heart-brain coherence. You feel elevated emotions like gratitude or joy. This is what opens that locked door to the subconscious. And finally, Step 3, from Bruce Lipton. With the door wide open, you use repetition. You mentally rehearse who you want to be. You feel the feelings of your future self now. You are consciously and deliberately installing a brand new program into your subconscious hard drive.
Okay, so we've got the theory, we have the formula. That's awesome. But what does this actually look like on a Tuesday afternoon when you're stressed out? Let's bring it all home in our final section. Section 5, Becoming Supernatural.
This, right here, is the absolute heart of the practice. See, our default setting, our biological programming, is to let the outside world dictate our inside world. If something bad happens, we feel bad. Simple cause and effect. Becoming supernatural, as Dispenza calls it, means flipping that script. It means you choose to feel an elevated emotion, joy, gratitude, wholeness, that is greater than whatever your environment is throwing at you. And he's right, at first, it's going to feel totally unnatural. Why? Because you're literally breaking the chemical, neurological habit of being your old self.
So let's get really practical here. When your bank account is screaming lack, that's your cue to feel abundance and practice generosity. When the news is full of fear, that is your moment to find and embody courage. When you see anger and division, you practice compassion. Every time you do this, you're sending a new signal. You're telling your body, on a chemical level, that your inner vision is more real than the outer reality. You are, quite literally, rewiring your brain and reconditioning your body to a new mind.
Okay, so how do you make this a daily habit? Here's a simple little playbook. First, before your feet even hit the floor, start your day by deciding on the greatest expression of yourself. Feel it, embody it. Second, throughout the day, just check in with yourself. Am I still that person? If you've fallen from grace, as Dispenza says, don't judge yourself. Just stop, reset, and get back to it. Third, at the end of the day, review any challenges and mentally rehearse how you'll respond differently, better, tomorrow. And last but not least, wake up every day expecting the unexpected. Live in that state of wonder and anticipation.
And I want to leave you with this incredible, powerful reframe from Bruce Lipton. You know, so many of us were taught this idea that life is a test, and if we're good and we suffer through it, maybe, just maybe, we'll get a ticket to heaven when we die. But what if that's the biggest misunderstanding of all? What if this is it? You were born into heaven. This physical life isn't a punishment. It's the playground. It's where you came to create.
So if your life doesn't feel like heaven right now, it's not a punishment. It's not a sign that you're unworthy. It just means you're running a program, an old broadcast, that's creating the reality you're experiencing. And the whole point of this, the beautiful synthesis of all this wisdom, is that you absolutely have the power to change that program. So the only real question left is, knowing you have the power to create your own heaven on earth, what will you create?